not always wear capes. And that's the case with Mr. Arjun Datta, who's reshaping our society and impacting thousands of lives with his initiative, Calcutta Social Project. So, how did you get the idea to start an NGO in a city where there are multiple other jobs, and what is the mission that you choose? What is the mission that you choose to accomplish with this initiative?
Actually, I didn't start the NGO. This was operating before that. I joined it at a stage when it was quite a mature NGO, but it was having succession problems. Who would run the NGO? And the founders are over. Now, why I agreed to join was due to an accident. You see, we were experimenting with some sorts of nutritious food that was within our reach to give street children. And one of the things we found was dalia khichdi with some sort of aloo bhaja, that would have been affordable and so when we were giving this, I was giving this to a group of, street children in Deshapriya Park, opposite Priya Cinema. And there was this girl who was just in a chatti, she didn't even have clothes to wear. She was having the food with a great deal of relish. So I asked her, "It is good, would you like it?" "It's very good, have some." And she offered that food. So here was a girl who was probably having a meal of her life, and she was offering it to me. So that was that showed a generosity of spirit that is not dependent on your financial situation. So that impressed me, and that's why I was hooked onto this field of working. It's an accident, okay.
What's the mission behind this, and how much you want to expand within the next 5 to 10 years?
Actually, see, the basic mission of this project is that, you see, poverty is something that is passed on like an inheritance. Like you inherit your parents' riches, you inherit your parents' poverty also. Why? Because if you are born poor, you don't have access to education, you have no way to get out of it. So basically, the mission of Calcutta Social Project is to give children or youngsters who are trapped in a cycle of enduring or inherited poverty access of a way out. That's why education is very important to us, among other things.
If some children were wanting to do social service or make an impact in society, minutely compared to yours, what would your message to them be?
My message to them would be that, when you are going to do something for society, especially for the poorer segment, you will, once you do it seriously and for some length of time, you will find that you will get much more pleasure out of it than some normal other entertaining activities. It really gives one a very serious sense of fulfillment. So wait till you get that, understand that, then you realize that you really get very fulfilled. You get a sense of your life having some meaning.
How do you think that teenagers especially can contribute to the lesser fortunate strata of society?
They can contribute in a number of ways. Number one is that they can mobilize direct support in terms of, supposing you have children who need some teaching or some coaching help. We're sending them to school now. Most of them are miserable in the science subject. The science is taught very well. So if you can devote 2 hours or 3 hours in a week to helping them. Second thing, you can mobilize resources. There's any number of ways in which you can go. And lastly, even if it is not directly like that, you can help them identify their own strengths. A lot of children don't know what they are very good at. And in today's day and age, with the digitalization, if you point them in the right direction, they can make their own way. But they don't have that needs to point. Their children, their parents don't know the opportunities that have opened up, neither do the children. Okay, so that way.
So what would you say are the 3 main principles that you and your institution have been founded upon and still continue to strive by?
Well, number one is that we are all basically equal. What I mean by that is that do not dismiss a poor child or somebody who comes from a backward background that he is incapable. I have seen that, if you give an opportunity to someone from a miserable background, you'll be surprised how well they do. So, main thing is that you give the opportunity and point them in the right direction. Rest takes place on their own. So you have to work on that. Hmm. You will be surprised if you meet some of our children that you'll be surprised. Some of them are from absolute bastis. But when you meet them now, you'll never be able to figure out where they're from, and I'm sure they'll go very far in life. So just give them that encouragement and see if you can give an opportunity. One very important thing is shujog. You know what shujog means? Auspicious opportunity. That's what we call all of our NGOs, shujog. You provide that, then a lot happens. It happens on its own.
So, if you have one final message to give to the people watching, what would it be?
Organized and continuing social work done productively has more in it for the person who is giving that effort than for the person who is receiving it. I mean it. So you will get, if you have a plan to help poor children or poor families, in the long run you will get much more out of it than they will. Try it, that's what I need.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, when I interview most people, they usually think success is associated with money, but it's really about the impact you made in society. You made the huge impact.
Okay. That's what it is. Yeah.